Good morning. Saturday. Finished with barn chores and got the house all swept up, cleaned up. Any little messes from the night before have been taken care of. Talking about lazy cats not using the litter box. I don't know. These cats sometimes, man, they go through stages where they're like perfect. And then it's like, what is going on? Quit peeing there. But I think there's all kinds of kitty drama going on that I don't know about. So I've seen some cats around here that I don't know who they belong to. They haven't been up here by the house that I know of, at least during the day. But oftentimes when something like that's happening, where they're like spraying on the side of the house or whatever, um, there's cat dramas. But I was going to talk about this guy today, Toby, the dog that I'm always yelling at in the videos. He's a good boy. I got him, when was that? July 16th, 2023. And he was from the Skagit Humane Society. And he came all the way from Texas from a high kill shelter, him and his whole litter. And I don't know what happened to his mom. I should have asked, but I never did. I was told he's a lab heeler cross, but I don't know. It's not important to me what breed he is. Just that he's sweet and good with people and stays home and doesn't chase cats and doesn't wander off. You're pretty good about that. So, I had two lovely dogs before, Brandy and Maggie, and Maggie looked just like Toby. I mean, I think this is Maggie reincarnated. I swear to God. He even has, like, sometimes I see the dot. There's Maggie had a growth that started happening right here later in life, and I sometimes it's almost like I can see it on him, but he doesn't have anything there. It's almost like a bare patch of uh, with no fur on it, and when the light catches it just right. So, but he has like the same little white hairs above her eye, same exact markings, a little snip of white on the back toe. So, and Maggie was a good dog. Brandy was also a good dog, but not good for the kind of life that I have now because she would chase things. We couldn't have cats with her here. She had a very high prey drive, very high energy dog who liked to run, which was good back then because I was hiking a lot and would take them all kind. We would always go on a road trip like every weekend, like a mini road trip, and with a big hike. Like I'd spend all day out hiking with the dogs on the weekends, and that was before horses. So, um, anyways, I got him in July of 2023 at the Skagit Humane Society. He came all the way from Texas from a high kill shelter. He is one of 12 puppies. And when they got here, they had kennel cough. And he was the last of his litter to recover from the kennel cough. He was the last of his litter to be adopted. So he was, sorry, I made him wait. But I had no plans on even getting a dog. So how it happened is it was some holiday, well, almost been the 4th of July weekend, since I got him, a couple weeks after that. But so it was a holiday weekend, and we get a lot of traffic up here on Highway 20 to the parks and everything. And some idiot must have had their dog in the back of the pickup truck, not tied up or anything. Number one, just don't put your dog in the back of the pickup truck, okay? I hate it when I see that. It should be illegal, even if they're tied, because they can still go over the edge and then choke to death. It's stupid. So apparently, the dog fell out the back of the pickup. We got some S curves just before the straight stretch at our place, and it would be real easy if a dog's leaning and they're driving 80 miles an hour, flop out there. So the dog died at the far west end of our property on the road. It was all over Facebook. Everybody's wondering whose dog it is. Is it my dog? No, it's not my dog, but it is a holiday weekend. Somebody's probably missing their dog and they're up at the park and they're going to see it when they come out. And I don't want to remove it, So, Sunday night came and went as the weekend was wrapping up and somebody found their dog and picked it up and took it. So, but that, I was like, God, if that dog had just made it here, I would have taken care of him, as long as he gets along with cats. Maybe it's time to get a dog, It had been 5 years since Maggie had died, Brandy died in 2016, March of 2016, twisted gut. I got her to the emergency vet, and uh, she died like like as soon as we got there. It was bad. And then Maggie died a few years later. I think she died in 2019, early May of 2019. So yeah, it's been a long time since we'd had a dog, and it was going to be a big transition because we have all these cats here, and some of the cats were not happy about it, but they're fine now. You know, I kind of wondered if that's why Patch sometimes doesn't come in the house, but he's been coming in more and more. I think he was mad at me because when it flooded, I didn't take him to the hotel with me. I figured, you know, I took the ones that couldn't swim and would have a hard time if this place really did flood, but he could always find a high spot. You know, he could get in the hayloft or in the on the one of the roofs of the buildings, and he would have been fine. But, anyways, yeah, Toby has settled in, and he is a perfect farm dog. He gets along with people. He gets along with the cats. Sometimes he chases them, but it's not like he's it's like play, and you know he knows he's not supposed to do it. But like one of the first days he was here, he made himself a nest in the hay. It's like, how did he even know how to do that? And then he would also take a bath in the water troughs. It's like he was born to be a horse dog. So yeah, his birthday is October 4th, and he'll be 3 this year. And the entire time I've had him, I've only bought 2 bags of dog food. He pretty much eats what I eat, plus cat food. So, um, you know, and I feed free choice. He also has a bowl of dog food sitting out, but you know, I gotta trust him. You know, if it doesn't taste good and he doesn't want to eat it, maybe there's something wrong with it. And this whole thing about how come this whole thing about not feeding your dog human food or table scraps, like what is table scraps? Okay, if you're feeding them chunks of fat that you cut off the roast, okay, I can see. Don't feed them that. That's garbage. But eating the same things that I eat, I don't think it's bad at all. He's incredibly healthy, a lot healthier than he would be eating some sort of kibble or even the meat dog foods. That meat is like not real meat. It's like chopped up flavored hot dog. Take a look at it or take a sniff at it. It smells like hot dogs. So I think the whole pet food industry needs to be relooked at and just feed them what you feed them. I mix up I have these big stainless steel bowls, and they know what I'm doing when I get this big bowl out and I start putting the oatmeal in it and the raw eggs, the hot water, cheese. What else do I throw in there? I might throw in a can or two of tuna or canned chicken, or I do cook chicken in the Instapot and I shred it up and I'll mix that in there. Hamburger, they don't like the hamburger as much, uh, but they do like the chicken and tuna, or just regular old cat food pate or shreds. And I'll mix a couple cans of that, and it makes it go a lot further. If I have leftover bread, you know, homemade bread or biscuits or cornbread, I will, you know, crumb that up and put it in there. Sometimes I put lentils or pinto bean, any kind of bean. I'll mix that in there and they eat that right up. So that's the kind of stuff he gets to eat. Plus, you know, if I'm making a burrito or something, I'll make him one without the lettuce on it. He doesn't like lettuce. He doesn't like tomatoes too much. So he does have his preferences, but he just eats what I eat. It's been hard to train him because I have so many people here. So sometimes he jumps up on people. He doesn't jump up on me, so I can't teach him. But other people here, different people treat dogs differently. Sometimes they talk to them like they're a little baby. I talk to him like he's a person. You know, I don't have baby voice for my pets. Not too much. I mean, maybe a little, but not like some people. And so, yeah, it's been difficult to train him. So he does jump up on people, but I just tell him, you know, tell him no if you don't want him to do that, and he'll listen. If you need to give him a little swat, you can do that too. So and he's really good with the horses. I take him on trail rides with me, and he loves it. But we haven't gone on a trail ride in months. Gosh, when was the last ride I went on? It had to have been October or November. And I've only been on a horse once since then, and that was to take Rosie for a quick spin around the arena before Ada got on her. And every day I'm like, oh, I should go out and ride, but I don't know. I get busy doing other things. But he has a friend, Duke. My friend Jerry brings his dog, Duke, that he adopted around the same time that I got Toby. And he wasn't going to bring his dog on the trail rides at first because, well, he rides mules. And my friend Denise, different Denise than the one here at the barn, had a German Shepherd. And the German Shepherd kept getting in the way of his mule, and the mule would like pin his ears and try and stomp out the dog. And Ben was pretty old then and was having a hard time getting out of the way. And Jerry was getting irritated. He's like, you get your dog out of here. As far as my mule's concerned, that's a coyote, you know? So, but I took Toby out a couple times by myself, and I told Jerry, hey, it went great. I'll bet your dog's just going to hang out with my dog and we'll be fine. And so he brought Duke, and they have a blast together. Sometimes it's a little annoying because they rough and tumble under the horse's feet when we're standing there clearing out logs or something from the trail. But that's usually my job to make sure that the dogs are staying out of the way of everything when we're stopped. And then he's doing the chainsaw work, and then there might be another person helping move the stuff that he's cutting out of the way. So my job is dog keeper when we stop. Self-assigned duty. But yeah, it all works out. What else? Oh, when I first got him, I wanted to talk to him a little bit about to talk to the dog, and just kind of get to know him on a different level. So I use an animal communicator. Actually, I have 3 gift certificates from Cody that I should probably make an appointment, like a follow-up appointment or something. But her business is Heart Song Communication. Her name is Nev, and she is fantastic. If you wanted to look her up, if you wanted to talk to one of your pets, she's actually come out here to the barn a couple of times and done seminars to teach us how to. She says everybody can do it, and I believe it. You just have to listen to that inner voice and trust it and not doubt yourself. But it is nice to have a professional come do it too. So I made an appointment to have a session, a communication session with Toby within like the first week or so of when he got here. And I wanted to explain to him about the cats, how they are not to be chased, and he's supposed to coexist with them, what I've got, what I do here, and whatever he wanted to tell me. So he was super excited for the communication session, she said, and had been really looking forward to it since, because she'll reach out to the animals and see if they're open to something like that. But one of his first questions is, what are all these cats? And he told me that some of them were pretty lazy, and I believe it. That was around the time where Charlotte wouldn't even get off the bed, and she would just pee off the bed. Disgusting. She's not doing that anymore, thank God. But they go through these phases, and like I said, there are some, I think I said it in this one, there's some kitty drama going on, and usually that's when things kind of ramp up. And so kind of going through that a little bit right now. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's none of my business. They don't tell me. They're taking care of it out there. But just don't be peeing in here or on the house. I don't like it when they pee on the exterior either. Been having to clean off spray on the garage door like every morning. Sickening. But yeah. So he told me the cats are lazy, and he wanted to know what his job was. And I said, well, I want you to stay home. You can just kind of be company for me and follow me around and greet the customers that come here, and, go on trail rides with me and just be a companion. And so he's like your shadow? I'm like, okay, yeah, you can just be like my shadow. And that's pretty much what he's done. He's with me just about all the time. If the weather's bad, he doesn't care for the rain. So he'll come out with me for a little bit, sniff around, and then come back in the house. And then when I come in from barn chores, he's sitting on his sofa in the garage. He has a whole sofa, a love seat in the garage with a TV in front of it, with rugs. So eventually that's going to get cleaned out. That particular sofa needs to go to the dump. And I've got another one I'll be cycling in there that he can sit on. I'll probably put some slip covers over, and I'm going to get a new one for the living room in the front. Probably one of those cloud sofas off of Amazon. And if it's too low, I'm going to have Sean build some drawers, flat drawers that can go underneath that sofa to raise it up a little bit. So and then I'll have storage underneath. Neat idea, huh? He just made a whole bunch of drawers for his shop, so I'm sure he could whip up some for me in the living room and make them look nice. So, but yeah. So he's indoor, outdoor. I don't ever lock him outside. If I go somewhere, he usually comes with me. And if I show a house, he sits in the back of my car. If I'm going to be gone for a long time, like if I have a meeting at the office, I do leave him here and he stays in the garage. But and he hears the gate go. He does greet the customers. He likes some customers more than others. I mean, there's some people here who have, yeah, they have a pet horse, but they're not really animal people. And he picks up on that. So I can kind of tell who's here by how he acts. So when Denise shows up, she brings him a trachea or some sort of treat, chicken's feet. Those are disgusting. I'll find those buried around, or a pig's ear. She brings him things. So he loves her. He'll go out there and say hi. Sometimes she leaves the trunk open on her car and she'll set it there for him. And he goes and he helps himself and brings it in the house. And then Marianne will bring him like a collagen bone or something like that. So he stays out there a little bit longer when they're here. Or if Josie shows up with Laura, he really likes Josie. But like if Jeff and his family are here, he runs out and right back in the house. Or there's a couple of other people that have been here in the past that I can say, oh, well, that must be so and so. Yeah, because I don't always see when people drive in. So, but he's good. He. I don't know if he keeps predators away or anything, but I actually don't want him messing with coyotes or anything like that. I don't like him outside at night. But yeah, that's Toby. Toby Con. You're a good boy. Just a naturally good boy, huh? He's been real easy to have around. I'm glad he's here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And here I am baby talking. All right, that's that. Oh, hey, I gotta turn the camera off. Oh my gosh. Toby. I don't know, I'm licking my face. I don't know if he's eating cat poop or something. Okay,